The basic way a saw cuts, and the reason you have to put set in a saw and make the rakers a little bit shorter, has to do with the basic characteristics of wood. What I have here is a diagram of a saw in wood with a cutter tooth leading the raker, and then a shaving coming up off of the raker. The swedge is shown so that you can see how the swedge actually lifts the shaving up. Now, when the cutter teeth goes over the wood, it's penetrating the wood, and because of the pressure on it, it also depresses the wood. The wood is resilient in nature. You can see how the wood is actually being depressed, and then when the cutter passes over, it springs back up again. And the raker has to be as much shorter as the wood spring back is. And this is shown on the diagram here. This line is the height of the raker, and this white line here is the height of the cutter tip. And if the raker tip were the same height as the tip of the cutter, then it would be pulling whiskers that are this thick here. So depending on the type of wood, consequently the amount of spring back that you get, that determines how much shorter your raker tip has to be than the cutter tip. And as for set, the same thing happens, that because the saw tooth is a wedge, it causes the wood to go sideways, and then when the tooth passes on, that wood springs back. And if you don't have the saw set a little bit wider than the thickness of the saw, that spring back will cause the saw to bind.